Okay, you're unmuted.
Hey, everybody.
Why is that up there?
Somebody liked it.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
Rain's here making coffee.
Okay. We need
Too
some
late
coffee.
for Heidi.
She's back again with coffee in hand.
She's going to watch it on the replay.
That's all right.
We got Colton and Brooke here from 3B Homestead. There's Miss Londa. Now they're starting to scroll pretty quick. So just, hey, everybody now, because it started going quick. Sorry. Jacob Jones said, how's Farmer Rhett? Well, I've got a little story to tell you about Farmer Rhett tonight. We'll save it until some more people get on.
Well, good, because I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't know what I was talking about when I told them we had a surprise for the video this week either.
Well, we kind of dropped the ball on that. We did not share it to Facebook today.
Well, we had a very busy day, so we will share that video to the Facebook right after this.
Yes.
How about that?
We need to do that.
But we did put a link to the video on YouTube on Facebook.
We did.
So they did have the opportunity to watch it. But we will make sure to post that video to Facebook when we get off here.
Yes.
Because we have had a long, long, long day.
Yes, we have. We'll elaborate on that a little bit.
No, we're going to put that in the video, so I'm not telling them nothing.
Well, we already told them what was that it was going to happen.
Maybe. I don't know. We're not going to remind them. Talk about Kate.
Well,
that was the surprise I had for you from the last live, and Zoe was just looking at me like,
knowing she was laying in the bedroom floor and didn't think nothing else about it. It's like she never left. She is just right back in here and just still on the up and up, and we've just kicking right along. We just got Kate with us now.
I saw a comment today. I don't know all of it because it just popped up on my phone while we were at the farm, that something about the we are.
I got to pass.
3 minutes in, and you're yawning.
I'm just tired from the sun.
How do you figure you got to pass?
I've been busy.
So I didn't want to pull up my notes because I didn't want you to see that I was going to talk about that.
Talk about what?
So I was watching Walker's video, and Cassie comes across the yard, and she's chewing bubble gum. But they had just ate. He showed making the smash burgers that Rhett loves. And she's chewing bubble gum, but Gary says Cassie loves to eat on camera.
There was no pause.
She said he did.
I know, but there was no pause. He said
he did say that without a pause. But she accused him of pausing. Well, then he started talking about the fact that she yawns on video. Well, I put it on here because, y'all, we never, ever do a live that Zoe doesn't walk in here before we go live with a snack in her hand. And then she's going to yawn.
I ate a piece of bacon walking in here.
I don't even know what you had.
I had a piece of bacon.
But I know, and look, my first note, Zoe snacks right before the live, then yawns during.
I do.
You and Cassie match.
We do. Can you imagine if we're together and all we do is yawn?
Yawn and snack.
We'd be very boring people.
Yawn and snack.
Yeah.
But if we go live, Zoe is going to have a snack in her hand right before we turn the camera on.
Do we know if Kate is spayed? She is not. So if you guys remember in the first video we had with Kate, she had just had babies, had puppies. All the puppies weaned and are at their new homes. And he did say that she was up to date on everything. She has just not been spayed. So we will be doing that.
Robin had an appendix rupture and had surgery on Saturday. Goodness.
Oh, no. I know that had to be painful. There's John from Bardstown. We did get your mail, Mr. John.
I did. I put it in the comment. Thank you for a package.
Okay.
He commented on something. I'm trying to figure out. Catherine said I'm missing some of the comments, and I don't know.
She said hi everyone because some of the people, everybody was telling her hello.
Oh, okay.
They're having their own conversation.
Yeah, y'all go ahead. I don't care. Kathy said just finished Lester's live update. I was watching Lester too. I had to cut it off. That's why we did 8 o'clock instead of just bumping it an hour, which I'm glad we did because we didn't walk in the house till 5 minutes after 7.
Yeah.
But I was afraid. I was like, well, Lester went live earlier today, but what if he still does his regular live? If he does it 7, I don't want to be on the same time as Lester because nobody's going to watch.
Compete with that.
Yeah, nobody's going to watch if Lester's on. So I was like, I'm not going to be there if Lester's on.
Right.
So I was watching Lester right before we turned it on. I was like, I hope he don't go on too much. But
Diane's been watching lives for the last 2 hours. That sounds like our Sunday evenings. And I don't know if Brandon's still back to working Sunday nights, but it's usually what we watch on Sunday nights as well as Brandon's lives.
He's been working Sunday night, so we haven't been able to watch. But he was live last night.
Right.
So I don't know. Lorraine said she'd still be here if she doesn't watch Lester. Well, I was watching to make sure. I didn't know how long they would go, and I had missed the update earlier on the flood, so I was trying to find out how everything went with that. Diane says she's glad we changed to after Lester. So, Diane, to be completely transparent, we were going to keep it at 6. But what we were doing at the farm wasn't going to be finished. And I was like, crap, Zoe, you better change the live. And I knew Lester did at 7. And I told her, I said, just put it at 8, but I can't think of who else is live. So I was afraid somebody else was going to be on at 8.
And there might be that we forgot.
And
that's okay.
I don't know.
If they are, they'll forgive us.
I was just hoping I didn't jam anybody up.
Are we afraid Kate is a runner? Yes. So we have Kate here at home. We have not decided to leave her at the farm yet, just because the farm has its dogs in their areas. So as we expand,
we don't really need her to be a farm dog.
No, but she would be a good farm dog.
Yeah, she would, but she would just travel to the farm with us.
But we don't have anywhere for her to work right now. So we decided just to let her come home with us, and we are still kind of leery of her taking off.
Katie said this is a great time to go live. I wonder if we should leave it later, because when we've been being on live, everybody's at church, but I wonder if we should. I just don't want to be on the same time as somebody else.
Well, we might.
I need to research it and find out if I'm on the same time.
Right. So Kate and Millie are BFFs, and they are like having 2 little toddlers in the house.
Yeah,
they are flipping and tumbling and running and jumping on the furniture and all this stuff, and then both of them just fall out in the floor.
There's a lot of rambunctious.
And then they just fall out on the floor, and they're they die. Mm-hmm. They just pass out, and they're both.
Kate likes to sleep on her back.
So does Millie. They both lay with their feet up in the air and head to the side and just knock out.
Susan said it's too late for the East Coast, but a lot of people on the West are saying they like it. I saw somebody else that said they were an hour ahead, and she still liked it.
Yeah. Lorraine said it'd be better because then we could eat before we go live, and then we ain't got to talk about food.
You know what? That would help too.
Then I wouldn't talk about food the whole time.
Well, what else would we talk about?
I don't know. I love food.
Yeah, you have to eat right before we go on.
I have to eat before I do anything.
Well, at least you're not like Cassie and eat during. She was really just chewing bubble gum. But I did get so tickled about that. And then when he mentioned the yawning, I'm like, there's no way I'm
Christy
getting rid of the yawning.
Eating late like that isn't good for you anyway. That's right.
I tell Zoe that every night of the week when we come sliding in at 9:30 from the ballpark.
Well, eating at 4:30, we're like, we'll be hungry again when we get home 5 hours later. Have not got much done the last few days between the news and the Morrows and Coghill and Orange and Dusty and Dutch, Gigi, Snard, Sneeds, Big Family, and Chestnut Hills. That's a
lot of lineup there,
with.
Kathy. Jennifer's on the East and likes this time also. Well, she's picking up kids from youth group at church, so that's
so she's just sitting watching because they don't ever get out when they're supposed to.
No, never, never done what time they're supposed to be.
Well,
about like ball practice.
Wanda said she'll have to start napping on Sunday afternoon and stay up late for the live. Well, me too.
I don't know how we're going to deal with Zoe having to go live at 8 p.m.
Gonna have to eat me some caffeine something.
If we kept the live at 8 p.m., I mean, you made it 3 minutes in before you yawned. I don't know how that's going to work out.
Yeah. We'll have to just see. We might just play with it and see how well it does on Sunday evenings.
So, Cinco's birthday was today.
Birthday. And if you've seen the reel that I posted just not long ago, we threw Cinco a little birthday party in a little cow fashion.
I've got to post it on YouTube. The picture. I only posted it on Facebook.
Yeah, we got to do that too.
You want me to just try to show them?
Yeah. So I did get Cinco in her get up. She wasn't real thrilled.
If you watch the reels, though, it was still chasing her around. But can y'all see that?
Tilt it.
Like that?
Well, you're holding it
I'm moving
sideways.
the wrong way.
Can you turn it any? Yeah.
There?
Yeah.
Can y'all see? Cinco actually has the hat and the sash on.
Yep.
I did manage to show it.
What did Catherine say? I missed it.
I don't know.
I couldn't see. Scroll up. Tony has been encouraging me to go live, but you just don't know when it would happen. Oh, I just don't know when it would happen. It's so busy. I know I keep telling you on a Wednesday you need to get with me and we'll do a live together to get you going. That's a great hat. Everybody likes her get up. She was not crazy about it.
Caddy said that was just part of the U.S. Then there are a few favorite UK, Scotland channels too that pop up about 1:30 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Nick's got a coworker in Ireland, and I want to visit Ireland so bad.
He's in Ireland right now.
I know. That's what I was just thinking. She's talking about, Scotland and all that. And that would be so cool to be able. I might try to find me a farm to follow over there.
As soon as Zoe saw that he was gone, she was texting me about her bucket places of.
I would love to visit the Irish countryside.
And I think we both agreed on Italy, but I said Australia, and Zoe said, no, too many snakes and critters. And I said, Zoe, I'm not taking you in the outback. They have towns. They have cities. They have beaches they're famous for.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't say I was taking you on a safari. She said, no, they got too many snakes and critters.
That's right.
Christy said G&G just hit the live button and fly by the seat of your pants. That's kind of what we do twice a week.
Meg went to Ireland in 2011. I'd love to. There's a movie that I watched. And what's the redheaded actress's name? It's not Amy Adams. It's the other one. But it's about her. Huh?
Lindsay Lohan.
No, not her either. But it was a movie that it might have been Amy Adams, where she visits the countryside, Ireland countryside, and it's so pretty. I have no idea what you're talking
about. I have no idea.
Wanda said she'd move there in a skinny minute. Lorraine said she only watches one Australian channel. The others swear too much.
I don't know of any Australian channels, but I would look some up.
Yeah.
just so I can show you that you don't have to be around snakes and critters to go.
Sue said the best farm in the UK is Cannon Hall Farm. I've watched hundreds of new babies being born. It's so good.
Hey, I bet Carrie's got it. You talking about Nicole Kidman?
No,
I thought that too. I didn't say
she's married to Mr. Bean.
Oh, God, I don't know who that is. I know who Mr. Bean is, but I don't know who he's married to.
It might have been Isla Fisher. Isla Fisher. She was in the movie.
Okay.
I don't remember the name, but it was something about she went over there to find her boyfriend to propose because it was the leap year. Oh, leap year. Maybe that was what it's called. And she was going to propose to him there, and it was just the scenery was beautiful.
Dawn told me one to watch in Scotland, and Jody said there aren't many Australia channels. I bet I could find some though, maybe.
They call red-headed people gingers. Yeah.
You hear that a lot.
Yeah. You would like Dowscone Farm Fun. Many animals just finished their lambing and kidding. Donkeys and alpacas next.
Yeah, that sounds okay.
That's the same one that Dawn said, too.
That must be a pretty popular channel. I may have to check that out.
Yeah. Scotland and Ireland, yeah. See, Self-Sufficient Me is an Aussie channel for gardening. Lorraine said they call redheads blue.
Wow. Okay.
Sarah was a ginger until she was 4.
I'm checking on something. Keep talking.
Okay. Well, what else we gonna talk about?
Look, where's that now?
Mm-hmm.
It still needs one. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this because it's funny. I made a post earlier on Facebook. Oh, gosh, what was that? Oh, Diane talking about all this trying to keep up with. So, East Coaster said you sure do have some nice paneling. That is completely fake. It's a backdrop just for this.
Yes, it's a backdrop. I mean, we do have wood paneling behind it, but it's not nearly as pretty. You can actually see the wall right there.
It's completely
just to make it look pretty. There is snakes and big spiders in the town in Australia. See?
I don't need her to know that. I didn't know it because I don't need her to know it. Yo, I made a post earlier on Facebook that I was thanking our followers because we were 75 away from 10,000. And 10,000 is one of your goals on Facebook. It's a monetizing goal. Mm-hmm. But what we were watching was this weekly goal that Facebook kind of sets for you.
Mm-hmm. You have things you have to tick off each week.
Yeah, you have to get so much engagement. You got to make so many posts in a row, which is easy to do anyway. Right. And you have to get so many followers, new followers. So we've had several friends over different times, even a lot smaller, get this label called Rising Creator. And we've never gotten it, and we've grown and did fine, but never got that label and never thought too much about it. Well, the bigger you get, the more difficult it is, the higher your goals are. Well, they had set us a goal, and apparently we had done okay because it said, if you meet your goals this week, you're going to get the Rising Creator label.
And which is something we've been kind of trying to figure out how to get.
I didn't know how to do it, but I was so excited. I was like, that's awesome. So we needed like 20 more followers in 3 days. I'm like, well, that might happen. It might not. I don't know. So earlier today, I told Zoe, I said, Zoe, we are really close to this Rising Creator label. We were at 99.25. That's when I made the post that we were 75 away from 10,000. At that time, we needed 3 more followers. What?
You need to handle that.
Oh, I'm glad you told me that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to stay on. Sorry if y'all saw that. comment, but we took care of it. I don't have a moderator, so I took care of it. Anyway, so when I posted that I needed 75 more for the 10,000, I looked and we needed 3 more to hit that Rising Creator label. Well, I wasn't posting that. I'm like, it does what it does. At 99.31, it said we still needed 1 more. And I was like, well, that math ain't mathing because we went up 6 and we needed 3. Now we still need 1. And we went up 6. Yeah. Well, I just looked. We're at 99.33. We went up 2 more and we still need 1. I think they're just going I think they're just going to make me need 1 more until I hit 10,000.
That's right.
But I got a kick out of it because I wanted to check and see what the number was at. It still says we need 1 and it's went up 2 more. So we have gained 7 followers from when we needed 3 and we still need 1.
Read what you said. What's your Facebook channel?
It's the exact same thing as our YouTube, Chestnut Hills Farmstead. Mm-hmm. But apparently it doesn't matter how many we get. Facebook's still going to say we need 1.
And we got to have it before the end of the night.
It is what it is.
1.
It is. I don't care.
It's fine.
It is what it is. You know, we made a post a couple of weeks ago about we were like 6 shy from 14,000, and it's almost at 14,100 now.
Is, yeah.
So it's gone very well, and I really enjoyed it. But one thing I noticed that I was going to tell everybody, some of y'all that comment, I mean, all the time on Facebook, I see you on the lives. It asked me to invite you to follow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, they like the page and they watch our stuff, but they're not actually followers. So you may want to see if you're even a follower on there.
Yeah, either platform, actually.
So I got 3 comments this week about people missing stuff on YouTube, and they said I didn't get notifications. Y'all, I don't know. Hit the bells.
Well.
And see. I don't know if that may be why.
If it was because of the live, it was because I did not set it up in advance. I set it up right before we went live.
Oh.
Do you remember?
Okay.
And so
that may be why they missed it then, because they were telling me, they were like, I didn't get a notification on. I don't try hitting the bell. I don't know.
Meg said she just got 450.
Congratulations, Meg.
It's a lot of work.
I'm telling you, really I feel for you. I know it is a difficult up-road battle.
Oh, Crystal's new here. She just followed. She found us from Judy on Sneed's Farmhouse.
She must have seen it was Cinco's birthday.
That's right.
Cheryl said it makes her resubscribe all the time. I've been unsubscribed from people.
Yeah. That's right.
A pretty good
We'll realize that they're not in our subscription list, and so we'll go back in, and sure enough, we're not there.
So if we got, let me just do a quick check and see. Just out of curiosity.
Catherine said it's so hard to get it going, and then it's so hard to work. It's so hard to
Challenge complete.
Woohoo!
Y'all, you did it. The chestnuts did it.
All right.
Look.
Y'all, that's a big deal for us. That's something we've been wanting for a while. We did not know how people were getting that. And it just...
The chestnuts did it.
We'll have to screenshot that.
That is so much fun. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Whew. Okay.
Now our weekly challenge restarts tomorrow.
And there's no telling what it's going to be for this week. Oh my gosh.
Click your little notifications right there.
Hang on. Teresa said, thanks for waiting until after Longhorn Lester's live. I was hoping I wasn't going to miss you guys. Teresa, I'm just going to tell you, for a channel our size, that would have been just silly to try to be on the same time as Lester.
Jody said she just checked and realized that she wasn't, and she used to be.
Used to be what? I'm sorry.
Subscribed.
Oh, I know. It's just...
There's Judy.
People will miss stuff like that, and they don't even realize it. They're like, well, I got unsubscribed. I didn't do it. Facebook did it.
Susan got her mom to follow us, and she sent us on over.
Awesome. Thank you, Susan.
Judy, we're talking about those weekly challenges you get on your Facebook, and we needed so many new followers on Facebook to be able to get rising creator status, and so we hit it.
We just hit it like during the live. That was awesome.
Well, Lorraine, we haven't hit 10,000 yet. That was just we had to get so many new followers within so many days.
Yeah, it's only at 99.33, so you still will see.
I don't know if it'll recognize 10,000 when it's time or not.
I don't know.
Hit the red button over there.
I honestly
see if
don't
it shows us. Does it show it yet?
No,
it'll usually give you a notification. There it is.
There it is. You can complete. You completed all levels.
Cool.
Go.
All right.
Sherry had to subscribe to YouTube over and over again. Just Jason had to subscribe again.
Well,
it happens a lot, and I hear it a lot that some people, they don't get their notification. Well, they hadn't hit the bell, and then they'll go back and look, and they're unsubscribed, and then we ourselves got unsubscribed from some channels that we have followed for a long time. I'm like, well, why would you just unsubscribe me? It's not like I haven't been watching.
Mm-hmm. It's part of that purging they said.
I don't know.
They do.
Yeah, but don't purge me if I'm actually watching.
Right.
If I haven't watched the channel in 6 months, fine. Purge me. But whatever.
Judy loves Cinco's party. Cinco didn't care one way or another as long as I let her eat.
Cinco was not a fan of the hat. But once you got it on her, she didn't care. She was just eating. Yeah. That's why I included that picture.
Yeah.
Because the real Zoe was still chasing her around trying to get it on her. So you just kind of put the hat on her, and I took video of you holding it. Well, then when you actually got it on her, I was videoing sideways. We couldn't add that to the reel, so I just put it as a picture.
Well, I figure instead of trying to get it all the way around her neck, I just put it around her ears. Are you ready for that gator?
There's Cassie. Cassie, I was talking about you earlier.
I was talking about that camel she's going to take home.
Zoe yawned 3 minutes into the live, Cassie.
I did.
We were 3 minutes in, and she yawned.
What are they going to do with us eating snacks and yawning?
I'm telling you, she was just chewing bubble gum. She wasn't eating, but you will come to this chair with a snack in your hand every time. And that's why I told on you.
I don't know if that comment just came in was a good one or a bad one.
What?
I don't know. It wasn't on this. It was on a reel.
Oh, okay. That's right.
A follower came to my house and talked about how easy it was for us to get Cinco to your house. Oh, goodness. Woo. That took a lot of convincing.
Do what now?
When she was the way we portrayed
Cinco. That might have been
some
creative editing.
Are their clocks off, or are we just late?
We are very late, Kevin.
Well, I'm going to tell them why, because we talked about it before. They don't know anything else. So, do you just cover your ears?
I am going to have this in the video. You're not talking. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Well, we've already told them. So we had visitors on our farm today. And so we had, instead of leaving early and leaving the visitors there, we came on home, or we extended our time because we had to finish up there first. What happened? Another one?
Yeah. That's the one I got. Who did?
You blocked Chris Williams. What is that say?
That's who it's supposed to be.
Why is it?
They're spamming.
Can't ban a chat owner. Or that's not a chat owner.
Okay.
I hope they haven't infiltrated us.
Anyway, we got that handled. Somebody spamming. Just tell us MVP subs. We will tell the MVP subs that we're taking a trip later this week.
We are.
We're going on another trip.
Without kids.
Without kids.
Are we taking a trailer?
No.
Oh.
You're giving it away, Brandon. by
No.
talking about a trailer.
Every time we go somewhere, we have a trailer.
We're not taking a trailer. So, Zoe, now that you have alpacas, we need to work on a monkey. What? Cassie says you're getting an alligator.
I'm getting an alligator. I really want that camel, but Brandon's already beat me to it.
You're talking again, Brandon.
Are you going to Oklahoma? We're going on our second honeymoon.
Cassie said who you gonna see. And did the monkey things.
I'm going to find me a Brahms.
We got one 30 miles up
That's
the road.
why nobody knows. In a diaper.
Kathy says emu.
Not yet. Nugget's still sitting on emus. We are or emu eggs.
Londa says always take a trailer.
Yeah. Katie wants to know what Brandon's getting. Brandon's getting a camel.
I thought Kevin was getting a camel.
Everybody's getting a camel. We're all getting camels.
Ginger says no monkeys. They are heathens.
Maybe Farmer Rhett wants more animals. Farmer
Rhett ain't going. Jacob Jones always worried about Farmer Rhett. Farmer Rhett ain't going, Jacob.
If it's up to Farmer Rhett, he is. Baby gators can snap your fingers off.
So I've got a little story to tell them about Farmer Rhett.
Okay. Tell them.
And y'all,
a camel for everyone.
I just got to tell you the story, so I'm gonna make Zoe stay out of this for just a minute.
Okay.
So, y'all know we were already late coming in. We got here for like 5 minutes after 7. Zoe jumps in the shower. We're trying to get ready. Rhett says Zoe said he was going to go put his bicycle on the carport. He wasn't supposed to be out there. He was supposed to just be putting the bicycle on the carport. Well, Rhett comes to the front door, and he looks like this. Can y'all see that?
Come this way. There we go.
I think you're doing it backwards.
There we go.
Can y'all see that? So,
hey, Tina.
That was Rhett covered in mud. And he comes to the front door. And when I open the door and look at him, his first thing is, "I'm sorry, Daddy." I said, "Bud, go to the back door." Yeah, it's mud. Go to the back door. So I meet him at the back door. I make him take his shoes off. His shoes are completely covered. I mean, completely covered. Cassie said he got pooped on. No, he didn't. It's mud. He fell into the mud on his bicycle. That's the story I got. So I tell him to go to the back door, and I shut the front door, and here I go stomping through the house because I suck at being a daddy. So here I go to the back door, and I told him not to be on his bicycle, and I'm all mad. And I open the door, and there he stands. Well, kind of that same face that he has in the bathroom.
I got caught face.
And I was walking through the house when I'm going to the back door, and I had this overwhelming sense of he's going to need some grace right here. Good lesson to be learned. So I open the back door and I hear that little voice again say, "Daddy, I'm sorry." And I said, "Get your shoes off and let's go get in the shower."
Mm-hmm.
So here we go, getting his shoes off. They're completely covered. They're terrible. They're going to have to be hose pipe.
Don't guess we're wearing them to school tomorrow.
No, they won't make it tomorrow. Because he did not have on play shoes. These were his shoes for school, which doesn't mean anything to Rhett. But here we go to the shower. We get his clothes off. He doesn't even want to take his shirt off because he says it's going to smear mud on his face. I said, "Buddy, you already got mud on your face." So we get everything off, get him in the shower. The bottom of the shower's all full of mud. I'm trying to get it cleaned out. He keeps touching the wall. Buddy, please quit touching the wall. But it was a very important lesson when I'm walking through that house and I just got poured on me.
Extend grace.
It's going to be time for some grace. So I think all it took was that one more, I'm sorry, Daddy.
And he got you. Like, he got you.
Buddy, it's fine. Well, he's 5.
Well, he got out of the shower and he was still in his towel. His hair was dripping and he came. He said, "I'm sorry, Mama." I said, "Okay, just put some pajamas on." He knew because I had told him we're not riding the bicycle. He's been outside since 11:30, and I said, "Get your bicycle and put it in the carport and come inside." And he did not, and then he ended up muddy.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be riding his bicycle, but he was. He says Bubba pushed him over in the mud, which is extremely likely. But we got him cleaned up.
He had to have a shower either way, so
his shoes are still there. They're on the back porch, and they're just going to have to stay there for a little while. They're going to get hosed off. If we hadn't been running so late, I would have took him around the side of the house and got the hose pipe on him a little bit, but I didn't have time for that.
Well, that in the bathroom is right by the back door.
Yeah, I didn't have time for all that. So it was, either way, I wanted to share that with y'all. I know that some of you aren't believers, and that's fine, but I did get a lesson in grace and felt like that I was led to that lesson today was, hey.
Lorraine said at least he didn't get hurt learning. And that's right.
He didn't get hurt. He's fine. He's just filthy.
What is I hear?
The dogs.
No, that's Chance. I was wondering what I heard.
No, I thought it was the dogs wrestling again. But either way, he's okay. He's a little dirty, but he's fine now. He's clean.
He's clean and he is relaxing because it's been very sunny and warm today. So we Cassie, be right back.
Note to self: always wear play shoes when you go play in the mud. Well, yeah. If he was supposed to have on play shoes anyway, all day. But when we went to the farm, Daddy didn't pay attention to his shoes. So Mama and Chance went earlier than I did, and they picked up Mackenzie on the way. And then here I am getting Rhett together, and I didn't pay attention to his shoes.
Well, luckily he's got lots of shoes.
He does have plenty of shoes.
He loves shoes, and tomorrow's dress up day, so they are on their last 10 days of school. And so for the last 10 days of school, they have 10 different activities dress up stuff that they've got to do.
Lorraine said buy him some Crocs.
I know, he loves Crocs.
Well, Lorraine, he does have some slides. The last Crocs we bought him were only a couple weeks old when he lost one of them. And if you know, Crocs are not cheap, even the little ones.
Yeah.
Even little Crocs are not cheap. And
he would do better with them now because he would wear them all the time. He liked them. He called them engaged when the backs were up because that was high. No, that was sport mode. They were in sport mode.
Yeah.
Diane said, "What size is he?"
God, I don't know.
He's like a 12 in shoes. He's like a 6 in clothes and 12 in shoes at this point.
I don't know. He's a chunk.
He is. He's stout. But, I mean, he's in his right size for his age.
Oh,
he's just chunky.
Jacob said maybe wanted to go
That's
mud.
That's exactly
so
what he was doing.
It being red, that's very possible because yesterday we went to the farm and we had been there.
We spent all day there yesterday.
Yeah, but when he pulled this stunt, we had not been there that long.
Oh, when he went diving, he dove into...
We had only been there a few minutes, and I pull up beside where the trough is. Which trough was it? Was it the goat trough?
No, it's the alpaca's water.
The alpaca water before you moved it up the hill. Yeah. So I pulled up where the alpaca water was, and Rhett is soaking wet. His hair's matted to his head,
all
his
the way
shirt.
down half his shorts.
I said, Rhett, why do you do stuff like that? We had been at the farm like 3 minutes. It's not like he's overheated yet. He was in the trough immediately.
You know what he did? He threw a Hot Wheels in there and then went diving for it because he didn't want the alpacas to get it.
M said the lesson on grace, sometimes those extra steps are counting to 10 before responding is best. I think that's what was used. Yeah. That's why I had to get him to the back door anyway, and I think the trip from the front door to the back door was long enough for God to say, hey,
get in check.
You screw up a lot.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, I do.
How many times do you not listen?
So
Walmart Crocs, yeah, I've seen couples say that. Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do because he needs some of them.
Well, he's got his slides that he loves to wear,
but you know what?
He would do better with the Crocs.
He only really likes to wear those after his baseball game while Bubba's playing his. That's when he likes to wear them.
He likes to take off his cleats and wear his slides with his baseball clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Tina said he's a boy and loves to play in the water and mud.
Yeah, that sounds like he's
100%.
He's like Ransom and loves playing in the mud. Yep.
We need to share with them. Maybe we can find it. That video you took when he was little bitty and he was laying in the mud puddle doing this with his hands. He was squeezing the mud in. Let me get back on camera. Yeah. Doing this. And he's just laying there.
Jacob said, looks like timeout coming for Farmer Rhett. Nope.
Nah. He just got a shower and that was good enough.
Now, he might have gotten more trouble if we were headed out the door going somewhere and he pulled that stunt. But we also do know that he's extremely tired and he was just using up all of the daylight he could.
Yeah, he had been at the farm all day today and come in. Zoe left the farm before I did, and she came on home to try to get ready for our live. And I come in, and I had Chance and Mackenzie with me, and Rhett had rode with her. So when I pull up, Rhett's out there on his bicycle.
I said, you got to come in so I can get in the shower. I'm not taking a shower while you're outside.
Well, I walk in, and I asked Zoe, I said, do you know where Rhett is? And she said, he's putting his bicycle on the carport. I said, no, he's not. He's riding it down the driveway. So he wasn't supposed to be on the bicycle. Well, Zoe had just gotten out of the shower when we hear the knock, and that's when they open the door, and there stands Red on the front porch covered in mud. So he was still out there.
Diane said she met Red at the expo and told him I knew who he was, and he just smiled at her. He don't know what to say when people do that.
He doesn't. Well, and Rhett's kind of been warned that just us being careful, we're like, buddy, you need to know that you've got to stay with me or Mama or Matt when we're at those events. It's like you can't run off, on your own, because just because somebody knows your name doesn't mean they're your friend.
Right.
And we're trying to make him understand that. It's like, it's okay for you to speak back when somebody speaks to you, but you need to stay with one of us. And, we don't want him to be shy or afraid of everybody. We just need him to understand that everybody's not his friend.
Right.
Just because they know his name.
Yep. But he is friendly. He likes to talk to people, and he did a lot better this year than he did last year with it. Last year he would hide, and now he'll talk to people, but still he's cautious.
Yeah, and he's, I'm glad that he's cautious. Mm-hmm. But he's not as shy as he was. No. He used to wouldn't talk to anybody that didn't talk to him first. Yeah. I mean, if they talked to him first, he wouldn't talk to them.
We just don't want him going home with an elf.
Huh?
We just don't want him going home with an elf. And we've shared that with you guys. He's had that. We've had that weird guy that was dressed like an elf that keeps harassing us for Farmer Rhett. So
that's right. But like I was saying, used to, if he didn't start the conversation, he wouldn't talk to you. Mm-hmm. Now he does a lot better, and he's he's gotten more adapted to knowing these other farms,
Yeah.
kids. You know, like Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin Grounds with Ground Family. His girls are around where Rhett's used to them and Ransom. And he even jumped in the bouncy house with Houston. And Houston tried to play cars with him 2 years ago, and he wouldn't have nothing to do with it.
Well, they played chase for an hour.
But so he's gotten used to knowing that these kids who they are and knowing that they're safe, and he knows all their parents. So it's not really that the Okie is not something I'm worried about, really, because there's too many people there that know who he is.
Mama said last year he told us to go buy cookies from his mama, and then he took us over to y'all's tent. Yeah.
That's it, pedals.
Yeah.
Yeah, he and Kaysen from Eddie family were walking around handing out our stickers.
Yeah, and trying to recruit people on over.
Yeah, one Scott said they agree, no else. Yeah, let's not do the elf thing. I hope we don't hear from that one again.
Thankfully, there are a lot of other channels at the same meetup. Everyone looks out.
Lorraine, that is 100% correct.
Yep. I
don't have to worry about that too awful much because there's always somebody he knows there. But I didn't mean to get off on that tangent. I saw where she said she spoke to him, and that's great, if he'll talk back. I just don't want him running all by himself.
Yeah. So we kind of talked about Kate coming back. And questions that were asked in Kate's video.
Okay. I haven't read.
Why do we have just male alpacas? We got that question several times. Why do we have just male alpacas? I'm asking you to answer it.
Okay. So, Shadow needed other alpacas to be with.
Yeah, in the pen.
He needed other alpacas with him. That's kind of what we were advised to do, was work on getting him some other alpacas. He's fine. It's not a rush. They were, even the vet said, he's fine where he is. Don't worry about it, but he does need to be with other alpacas. So, we started searching for that companion for him, and the two boys that we got were a package deal because they were raised together.
Well, we weren't set on just boys.
I'm getting, you asked me to answer it.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. Your words are better.
My words. Are you afraid of coming out with a Zoeism? They'll love it. Give them one. There was one in this video. I can't remember what it was. I didn't point it out. You can tell them.
Well, I was just saying we didn't know which way to go. We didn't know if it should be male or female. And the more we talk to people is, even though Shadow is so young, he's about to be where he can breed. And so either way, if we got a female, we would have to get two, and they still wouldn't be able to be pinned up with Shadow. So we're still back at the same point we were to begin with. The Shadow is still on his own.
Yeah.
Because you have to keep them separated. And so when we found the two boys, they came as a package deal, and that was okay with us because they were being introduced into Shadow's paddock, not them all being thrown in there together. No. So they came into his place, and it's worked out really well. So, yes, we do want females, and we do want to breed and all that, but we're not set up for that. We needed friends for Shadow immediately, not later. So we can always get some females once we build another paddock, and then we can introduce the boys to them one at a time.
I thought that was a good answer, good explanation. And you didn't even have a Zoeism in there.
I talked real English.
And then you finished it with a Zoeism. You talked real English.
And
no, your explanation was clear.
Yeah.
But we did have the question, well, why would you get all boys? Don't you want to breed.
And that it's a waste of, isn't it a waste of money?
We don't want to breed him yet, and he needed companions with him. We wouldn't have preferred to get 2 boys, but it was a package deal.
And I do think
because they were raised together, she wanted them to stay together.
Right. And they were only a month apart from birth, and so they've been together since. Right. And I do think that he would have been okay with the goats, but it's like cows. You know, when we got Cinco, she was with the donkeys, but you need something of the like kind.
She's much happier with the other cows.
Right. So we needed to do what was best for Shadow right now, not for breeding purposes later.
And if you see any of the videos, every time you see Shadow, he is between those other two.
He is.
They are all right there together. So he wasn't that way with the goats. He didn't have anybody he was with all the time.
No. He just ran with them all when they ran.
And now he's with the alpacas. Wherever they are, they're all standing right together.
Unless if we're in there. Now, when we're not in there, they spread out.
They will.
But they do all lay down within, I'd say, 10 or 15 feet of each other.
It just wasn't time for breeding Shadow yet. And if we were going to get him companions, it was going to have to be males. Because if we had just got 1 or 2 females, we'd have had to separate them, and he's still just with the goats or by himself. Right. It wouldn't have been what we needed to happen. Christy and Hillary, hate to have to hop off, but got to get some sleep for work. I understand completely. And it's almost 10 where she's at. Going back and watch a few videos of your family and farm. Have a great night and excited to watch your farm and family grow as well. Thank you so much. Yeah. He seemed like he kept running from the goats.
I don't think he ever ran from them. I do think because he was at the bottom of the list, the order that just like any of the goats do, they push out the others.
But the longer he was in there, it seemed the more comfortable he got. They were still, they were eating together and things like that. So he had gotten more comfortable. Now, if we walked in and all of them ran from something, he was running with them. Yeah. And then when they came up, I
never saw him get headbutted or anything.
No,
never. Alpacas do form family bonds and will mourn the loss of separation from their herd mates. I'm so glad Tinsel and Obie are with you and are able to stay together.
Yeah, and now the first couple of days, they didn't really want Shadow in there. You know, they tried to keep him separated, but now he's up under them all the time, and I think they kind of got their order figured out.
And I've been able to get Shadow and Tinsel both to eat from my hand. I have figured out before I just go in and pour them some food. If I offer it to them with my hand, that has really opened that door for them. Now, Obie, he still questions me. He gets really close.
He wants to, but he hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, and he's going to. I think it's coming pretty soon. But every day since I've figured that out, I would say the last 4 days now, they come to my hand to eat. Before I will pour it in their, feed bowl.
Yeah, and they've responded, but Tinsel was the first one to do it, and he influenced Shadow to eat out of your hand. Shadow's not new, but now Shadow is eating out of Zoe's hand because he saw Tinsel do it.
Yes.
And she had already told you that they would eat out of your hand. It would just take some time to get used to it.
Yeah, they didn't like our chips.
She had told us that they liked chips.
She did. She said they like chips.
They don't like the kind Zoe had.
Tinsel sniffed them and walked away. So I said, okay.
We didn't have the right chips.
Well,
or maybe we didn't have the right flavor.
When I saw him do that, I said, okay, so he's willing to eat from my hand.
Just not chips.
But it wasn't the chips. And that's what made me think to get feed because I had not fed them yet.
Yeah.
And I could get feed and it worked.
and
so Rhett was happy with that because he got to eat the chips while I fed them the feed.
I was surprised when I saw Shadow follow his lead.
Me too.
Just because Tinsel did it, then Shadow was like, Okay. Why not?
She's safe. Yeah.
And then he started eating out of the bucket, and then he came back to your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he
so I'm
influenced it.
like shaking. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm trying to catch this so I can show Nick. And then I videoed it up and down and not sideways. And I was like, oh goodness. Oh,
there it is. Dolores Fur. Yes. And somebody actually got on to me about putting your email on here, so I went back and deleted that.
Okay, so
but we
yes,
were trying to
Dolores,
find somebody that won the drawing, and yes, that's really us.
Okay, I am so glad you did that. So
she just wanted to know if it was a scammer.
No, well, I put on there drawing winner Chestnut Hills Farmstead.
Okay.
So yes, Dolores, that is me. Email me back because I'm gonna do the bake box in the next day or two and get it ready to ship out. So I need to make sure that I know where to send it. So good. I'm glad she got it.
Dolores, it was real. Yes.
It was. Build a 10 by 10 catch pen, feed them in there, and sit with them as they eat. Get a bit closer each day, work on building trust. Carrot chips.
But you know, all you have left is the Obie, even in the pasture they're in. So I don't want to give it away, but today there was something that was making them a little bit more standoffish. And once that cleared, Zoe walked out there and they went right back to eating out of her hand. Mm-hmm. All except for Obie. And Obie wants to so bad. He puts his head up there and sniffs, but he hadn't quite trusted her yet. He's like, I do when Meg said we need to find out what brand it was. You need to ask her what flavor. I do, yeah. What flavor of chips? Mm-hmm. We should have asked that to start with. But she said they like chips. I'm like, okay, maybe they like chips. Maybe they're like Rhett. They like all chips. There's no such thing as chips Rhett don't like.
Yeah, there ain't no bad chips in his
or Zoe.
Food. I like Cheez-Its. Yeah.
You do like Cheez-Its. Well, we'll have a video out on Tuesday. Another live on Wednesday. And I already have the video planned for the following Saturday. Oh. So I think we're in pretty good shape.
Well, good for
And we've got a trip coming up to surprise them with.
MC said she'll have to rewatch the past 20 minutes. Her brain got stuck on showing Rhett Grace. Sure didn't get any of that growing up. Thanks, Nick.
We grew up a little bit different, but I don't know. It was just time I was told to do that. It was Rhett needed it, so
he's a tired little booger. Brenda's got to go get her Cheetos. I know. I hate to say it, but I got to cook dinner. You said it. Nick's been giving me a hard time for cooking some dinner. I always say, I got to cook some dinner. He said, are you going to cook? Which half are you going to cook?
Or, no, which part?
Which part are you going to cook?
Said, why don't you cook all of it? She said, I'm going to go cook some dinner. How about you cook all of it, not just some of it?
Jody found Cheez-Its in her supermarket. Woo, that is good.
Zoe wouldn't make it if she couldn't find Cheez-Its.
Ooh. We do need all need a little bit of grace.
Before we get off here, since I had a little bit of message to me today, I don't want to forget and ask if anybody has prayer requests. I haven't done that in a while now. We've still gotten some. We still get emails, and some of them are in the comments. Whatever, but we still get all sorts of messages. But I want to make sure that I have to give y'all the opportunity to tell me, or if you don't want to say it on here, that you do send a message or an email or whatever and let us know.
Lorraine said I stayed awake the whole live.
You did. You managed to stay awake for our live. You still yawned, but you stayed awake. But, you know, every time Brandon is live, people ask, is Zoe awake?
Well, MC will be praying for that for you as well.
I will put that on the list, MC.
Yep.
Maybe it's time for the cook to go on strike and see what happens. Obviously, the kids would love it.
They would.
They like when Daddy cooks, but Daddy's just always too lazy.
Martha's closing on her first house tomorrow. Oh,
congratulations! Right. We will put
awesome.
that in there too, Martha. No doubt.
That's right.
Cheryl said, "Continue prayers for all those that need them," and Maria added to make sure, Texas. Of course, Texas and Oklahoma, and also some people in Kansas were affected, and there's just a lot going on right now. That
it's that season,
Katie, I will put that in there. Let me mark this down so I don't forget anything. We've got the disasters, but Katie and MC had specifics.
Mm-hmm. I hear the cat.
What else am I missing, Zoe? While I'm typing.
Pray for Cheryl. Severe social anxiety. Graduating in a couple of weeks and not sure she'll be able to go. Barely leaving the house. Her daughter.
Oh, her daughter.
Dolores met us last year at Pedals. The lady that told Nick I brought him an umbrella. Thank you so much.
She can't wait to try it. Meg's still waiting to hear from the new rheumatologist.
Christy said more bad weather forecasted for those states again.
Well, it is that time of year, that's what I don't look forward to. About the time that our severe tornado season ends, it's time for hurricanes to kick in, and we're only 3 hours north of the coast, so we still get a good bit of that too. Grandma Doss, I'll add that. All right, Zoe, ready to wrap up?
Yep. All right, guys. So we'll see y'all video on Tuesday, live on Wednesday.
Landon's reminding us to keep the tornadoes and the moros. We definitely added that. Guys, I appreciate y'all being with us, and we may try this as a new time. Everybody seemed to like it, and it might be a good thing.
Yep. All right. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, guys.